House Select Committee on Climate Crisis, who has provided to Congress a blueprint, an agenda, and a way forward. With that, let me introduce Chair Castor.
Thank you. Well, America is back. America is back, and we are ready to lead on solving the climate crisis. And thanks to Speaker Pelosi and House Democrats, the United States Congress is poised to pass the largest investment in clean energy and climate solutions in the history of America. You all may have been following a little bit of the drama out of Washington, D.C., but it was just a few days ago that the House passed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and took the first step towards passage of the Build Back Better Act. This is historic. We're now on a pathway to meeting the scientific imperative and the goal that President Biden set out, that we need to reduce our greenhouse gas pollution by 50 to 52% by 2030 to keep us on track for net zero no later than 2050. And I think once we pass this historic package, finally, it will help the world keep 1.5 alive. Let me tell you a little bit about the backstory here. After the previous president was elected, the American people sent Democrats to Congress to take the majority in the House. Speaker Pelosi, throughout her career, has made the climate crisis, climate change, our moral obligation to our kids central to her leadership. And she created a new committee called the Select Committee on the Climate Crisis. She appointed a number of brilliant members from all across the country. I'd like them to stand. Sean Casten, Julia Brownlee, Mike Levin, Suzanne Bonamici, Jared Huffman, Joe Neguse, Veronica Escobar, Don McEachin. Together with our professional staff, we took that time after the previous president took us out of the Paris Climate Accord to get to work, to begin to ask stakeholders all across America, all across the world, for a plan of action to help us on a pathway to meet our scientific goals. We reached out to youth activists. That was our first hearing, but brought together scientists, business leaders, innovators, the faith community, tribal, indigenous communities, the brilliance of our members all across the Congress, and hammered out an action plan for the U.S. Congress to help us solve the climate crisis. It was described after it was released as the most well thought out and detailed plan for solving the climate crisis that has ever been part of U.S. politics. So when President Biden was elected, we had a plan. And it was informed by people all across the globe. We followed the science, and that's what you see now in this historic package of Build Back Better. Because President Biden now being elected, providing that level of ambition that we needed to reclaim our mantle of leadership in the world was absolutely vital. That plan altogether will create millions of jobs, it will lower costs on consumers, and it will strengthen our communities. It is a plan that is built upon a foundation of equity and fair labor standards. If you look throughout the policies that are embedded there, that reflect the entire economy, because every committee chair here, in essence, oversees a portion of the economy. Every policy has equity at its core, because we know that there are people, many of our neighbors across America, that have been disproportionately burdened by pollution and the impacts of the climate crisis. So we have an opportunity now to build back better, and that's what we intend to do. And President Biden has said we better get to work. We're running out of time. This is the decade of action, as he has said. This is our moment. So the Congress is ready to deliver for the American people, and then we intend to share these solutions to the world.